Was on studying, it was not on school fees, it was not on who is paying, it was not on anything. He was looking at where he wants to. And congratulations, you reached there. That's very good. So after your education, after your degree, tell us more about yourself. After your degree, what happened next?
I finished my bachelor's in 2005. It was at the end of June, and then I remember the date was 30th of June. Then after that, in September, I got a chair. There was a group of students and their professor from the University of London. They came to Uganda, University College of London. They came to Uganda to do research in neurology in Isinjiro. So because I was doing history, our professor in the university chose us, the three of us, who were very active. So because I was doing Nyankore, she chose me to go and join that team. So we went to the village for 1.5 months. We made money, I got 250. I came back to Kampala. I had my friend, we rented a small place along Chinawataka Road, and we were there. So my first job was that one where I got 450
for one month and a half.
Yeah, 1.5 months. Then in 2006 June, I got my first formal job where I was getting a net of 270 in exchange for 1 year. After 1 year, in 2007, I joined Compassion International Projects as a child development officer in charge of sponsorship and donor ministries, or sponsorship and donor relations. Then after 1 year, that was again deep in the village. My place is called Chigarama, child development center in Tereko, now the current Mitoma district. That place was very amazing. If vehicles would leave you to bed by 8, you are going to town and then you go to the day. You do it and travel the next day, or you have a which will also take you somewhere. Okay. So that was also another way. Then after 1 year of doing very well, I was promoted to group director in 2008, which I did. Actually I worked with Compassion from 2007 up to 2014 when I joined the University.
Okay, that was a long time.
Yes.
Then how did you come to... Okay, that is your graduation, work story. And what helped you to be sustained in Compassion for all those years?
I think one of them is hard work, being so hardworking and being committed and loving what I was doing. Because when I joined, I had found people who had served for more than 8 years. Having similar qualifications, even some of them had masters and postgraduate diplomas. But because I was so much committed and I was so much active in many things, you volunteer here, you go and assist the other project. If you are together as a team, as a cluster, it's what we call clusters in Compassion, where many projects, where we have like more than 3 projects together in one place or in one area. That one is called a cluster. So you come as staff. If there's something to be done, you're very active. So, but I also where I always went for work in those projects, which were performing very well. So because of being so much active and hardworking, so that's why I was able to get promoted. So commitment, hard work, of course also being born again, transparency, being a person of integrity and accountable to whatever you're doing. I think those are some of the values that helped me that shaped actually my career and helped me to always get promoted and always get opportunities here and there. Because I was even assistant chairperson of Bushen cluster, which I cannot take for granted because I found other people were there, and like in 3 years, I worked there in 3 years. But when I became a PD, after like 2 months, I became a vice chairperson. Yeah. And even actually then later I transferred from, when I got married in 2010, my wife was working at Ghana University. So I had to shift and come to Kampala. I first worked in Entebbe, and then later I came and worked in Mukono Diocese, which you can call Mukono cluster. Still there, I was engaged in different committees, still because of my hard work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hard work, commitment, love of the work you're doing,
Yeah.
and also
integrity,
transparency, and the willingness to go beyond your
job description, or what you are, yeah,
yes,
entitled, yeah.
yes. Where you find a gap, you just fill the gap. Your willingness to serve.
You don't have to work under instructions. You don't have to work under pressure. You don't have to supervise now and then.
Yes.
You feel you should go an extra mile. You are so creative and
Yeah.
innovative.
Yeah.
So when someone looks at you, or when there's an opportunity, they would say, this one is the best person that can fill this gap. Because even when they are doing end of year appraisals and evaluation, even your staff, your fellow staff, they will say, at least if you're looking for someone to get this thing, or to be given an end of year, be made end of year employee,
Yes.
you're at least the one who is being chosen. It can even be every year. So depending on how you're working,
Yeah.
it's the way you'll be rewarded.
So, whoever is watching us there, you are tipped today. Don't say I don't know what to do at my workplace. The tips are here: hard work, integrity, willingness to work, commitment, all those. They are going to earn you marks, and you will be promoted. He got promoted because of his willingness to work, because of commitment, and all those things that he has talked about. So you told us that you're married. How did you come to get married? There is all these beautiful women, and he doesn't know what to do. Tell us, how did you meet your wife, your lovely wife? I'm glad I know her. I'm happy to be knowing her. She's a beautiful woman. She's hardworking. Yes, tell us how you came to meet this lady, and maybe someone there can learn something from how you approached this next level.
My beautiful wife is called Dickson Tumuramye, and currently she works with Compassion International as the communication specialist at African region. We met in 2009. That time both of us were working in Compassion projects. She was in Kunjiri and Kuma was in Mitoma district. So usually we always used to come to the Compassion head office here in Kampala to bring some messages or bring something. So we are delivering some messages or letters from your cluster, and then you also pick some information and deliver it back to the project. So that time I came and met at the head office. We had never known each other, we had never met anywhere. But when we came and when I came to office, I found her already when she was already in office. And that very day, her immediate supervisor in Compassion at the head office was not in office. Okay. So the supervisor had left my supervisor to be in charge of his duties. So now my supervisor was taking care of her work and then her colleagues' work.
Yeah.
So because now she had already prepared things for me to come and pick them. Yeah. When I came, she asked this one, you know what, Dickson has so many things that he has to take, and for your things that there are very few. Say me first finish this process that I already started for Dickson. When I finish, I come and work on you. But there were so many things she was putting together. Because that time she had around 14 projects in the Bushini cluster. Okay. Some were in Bushini, others were in Tungamo. So as she was going up and down, looking for whatever I was supposed to be taking, I kept looking at this lady just seated there, reading a book, just there. I said, but I've heard that this lady is coming from Kunjiri, and I have friends from Kunjiri. Why don't I go and meet her and ask her about my friends, if she knows them? I knew that where she knows them. Let me just wait and ask her about them. So I just went and said, oh, hello, how are you? you're coming from Punjiri, A, B, C, D. And then she was like, yes, by the way, that's also my friend. This is my neighbor. One of them was called Anita, and I thought we were just staying in the same place. Just they were neighbors, different rooms. But at that very particular moment, Anita's house was being renovated, and so they were sharing the same room. Another one is called Sheila Nini, whom we had met at campus, Christian main CU. Surprisingly, she was also now a friend to her. After she became our matron. And first she was working. My wife was working near Punjiri town. So and she was working in the village. So when she came into town in Punjiri, she would spend nights in this place. So I felt there were so many things in common that were around her and her friends, and also were my friends. So we had just some kind of courtesy conversation, which didn't take long. Then we exchanged phone contacts. Then later in the evening, I just called her and we started from there. We started calling each other, talking. And the conversation started growing from minutes to hours, from day one to 2 days. The things kept coming closer and closer. Now we kept bonding and bonding, started visiting each other. And finally I was like, I think this is the person I should really marry. And I later proposed. And now they are married, husband and wife, with 3 beautiful children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. Been married for 12 years, and thank God so much for that.
Wow.